Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a video for my good friends over at MOViezing.com. They sent some titles over to me to have a kind of mini review, breakdown, kind of like what they're all consist of. Well, let's get started. We're going to go with the main thumb here for the movie. It's the 13th Summer. I believe it's from Indican Pictures, so thank you to them and MOViezing, of course. During their annual vacation to the beach, Ben and V encounter a mysterious hiker who draws them into a twisted web of lies, deceit, revenge, and ultimately murder. This DVD includes surround sound, English subtitles, closed captions, sneak previews, and upcoming trailers. Clock's in at just a hair under 2 hours as well. Very good thriller. Took me back to the like 90s when they would predominantly make those movies that were like horror slash thriller, kind of like your Pacific Heights. What are some of the other ones that were Hannah Rocks a Cradle. I don't know, just about any movie you can think of that kind of borderline horror. This is kind of like that. It isn't a lot of like a body count kind of thing, but more like it's in the description, like deceit and whatnot. But I must say the actress who played V in this is very gorgeous. I'm not trying to be a pervert in this video today, but she's very gorgeous. And this is her husband in the movie, Ben, former cop. Well, I guess he's a cop, but he's taken a bit of a sabbatical from things because he's been caught up in I don't know, like a situation where cops tend to get into where they kill somebody and then they, like they're on the verge of being let go just because, kind of like that time we're living in, like cops really don't have a lot of rights anymore, it seems like. But there's a look at the back. Very fun thriller. I recommend this highly. I actually watched the physical disc this time around, guys. But yeah, you get a chance, look this one up on I don't know, multiple platforms. I'm sure it's going to make its way to Tubi eventually. But yeah, really highly recommend 13th Summer. That's title number one. And then I haven't seen this one yet, but I plan on watching it in the next week or two. It's called El Hombre Bestia. When a World War I aviator is shot down over the wilderness, his struggle for survival turns into a feral beast, but his real ordeal starts when he falls into the clutches of a mad scientist who uses an experimental serum on the poor man, turning him into an unrepentant killer and kidnapper of young maidens. This movie, it says, was long unavailable in any form. I believe it says this is the first Argentinian horror film, one of the first sound films in the genre to be produced anywhere in Latin America. Says it was mastered from the last surviving analog video source and available with English subtitles for the very first time. This wild and wacky film is an incredibly rare treat that will be cherished by psychotronic cinema fans the world over. It's not rated. It's from 1934. There's a quick look at the back. 1934. 52 minutes, obviously black and white, NTSC. Spanish language, Dolby Digital Mono, and it's a 133 by 1 aspect ratio. I love that cover. Very cool. I had to pick that up from them. Just kind of stood out like a sore thumb. If it's anything like a werewolf movie or something of that magnitude, I'll really love this. One more look at that. I guess that's the original maybe movie poster for it when it came out. Very throwback-ish, obviously from 1934, but I like these older posters as well. But yeah, really happy to pick that up. And I believe that was from, I want to say Gemini Entertainment. Yeah, I believe that's from Gemini Entertainment. But right there, Gemini. But yeah, thank you, MOViezing, for this. Like I said, I'll get around to this one. It's just sometimes I'm on a tight schedule. This looks really promising, but thank you for that. And then finally, we have one more movie from them. And I'm sorry if I got a shot of a Twinkie I have sitting over to my left here. But yeah, I had to pick this up. Very huge fan of this comedic stand-up comedian Richard Pryor, live on the Sunset Strip. Um, and this is a 4K version here of it. But I remember when this debuted on HBO. At the time, it was called Home Box Office, and they would do these comedy kind of specials every so often, or every month, or whatever, every other month. But this played throughout the month on HBO at the time, and I caught tidbits of it here and there. Watching different parts of this stand-up performance. Uh, I'd have back in the day, like when everybody was loving Eddie Murphy, I was always more in depth with Richard Pryor because like he had the kids TV show was it Pryor's Place, Richard Pryor's Place, something like that, like back in the day, like on CBS. um, I caught a lot of his movies like on just CBS in general because that's pretty much all we had. We had maybe like two channels and like we didn't have cable in our town. But yeah, I was always more in depth with Richard Pryor. I know a lot of people love Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy, but I don't know. I was always partial a little bit more to Richard Pryor. A lot of great films he played in. Probably one of my all-time favorites with Richard Pryor is Stir Crazy. Still holds up really well today. But that Roger Ebert gave this 4 stars. It says Richard Pryor's older, wiser, funnier, and better than ever. If Richard Pryor were accused of being the funniest man in America, this film of his incredible stage act would be an exhibit. A. It is proof beyond the shadow of a doubt, shot live at the Hollywood Palladium. Palladium, I guess that's how you pronounce it. The film captures all the excitement, lunacy, electric force of a Pryor performance. And though he's the only star, he's the only star of this hilarious show. He's never alone on the stage. With him is his amazing array of characterizations as he talks about his trip to Africa in search of his roots, his early days playing one-night gigs in mafia-owned clubs and strip joints, and numerous other outrageous topics. Finally, he talks about Pryor on Fire, a recounting of the accident which nearly took his life. So we nearly lost him quite a bit before. He had his I believe was it Parkinson's or something to that magnitude. Maybe it was a different condition he had, but a recounting of the accidents which nearly took his life. I'll repeat that again so that remember where I left off. An episode he relates with and a touch of poignancy. You'll laugh like you've never laughed before. The special features on this is a trailer. I don't know if it's of his other films maybe, but yeah, this feature is rated R, and I don't know if you remember back in the day, watching tonight, watching this video. If you remember, let me know in the comments if you remember watching like a Richard Pryor thing on HBO or even a George Carlin kind of thing. Really awesome time to be around during this time frame. As a 2160 p ultra high definition transfer here. Clocks in at 81 minutes. Some of the information in the above listing may not apply to special features. And it's obviously color, but yeah, this is from Columbia Pictures, Sony, if you will. But there's a look at the back. But yeah, very much miss comedian. I plan on getting a lot more of these kind of stuff. This kind of stuff, just because it's like so rare, and like now he's passed on. It's very nice to add this to the collection. But yeah, that's my video for today. I'd like to thank all Sony and Columbia Pictures as well for sending over. Well, they didn't send it over. MOViE Zing did, but thank you to all of those movie studios. Thank you for watching. Today's not exactly been the biggest thing on horror, but the main ones that I showed is. And thank you for watching. Tell your friends about Gary's Movie Crypt, and I'll be back at this next week. I believe I got more titles coming from Movie Zing, and I'll be plugging those, talking a little about it. Got quite a bit of a bigger batch coming this next time. This should be a little longer video. I hope you don't get too bored. But it's interesting. Physical media. I'm very thankful to companies like MOViE Zing keeping the physical media love going and keeping it strong, whereas other places are trying to treat physical media as a dirty secret anymore, and I don't know why. I mean, I think with the COVID times, it was proof that physical media is still very much loved and needed. Uh, but I'm not going to go into that because, like, some people are huge on the streaming, and I don't really want negative comments about my opinions. It's just my heartfelt feeling about owning. I mean, obviously around my room, I love physical media. But thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week. Bye.